Thanks so much, April, for joining us. Please tell us what you do at Thrive Market and what is Thrive Market?
Well, so I'm the Chief Merchandising Officer for Thrive Market, which means I'm responsible for all of our product assortment, both branded and own brand. I also have responsibility for our food safety team and our merch marketing teams, the team responsible for all the promotions that you see on the site, plus our new retail media network. So Thrive Market is actually an online grocer. We are 10 years old, and we like to say, that we're a better for you online membership model. So if you were to think like Whole Foods meets Costco online, one of the things that's really unique about Thrive Market is actually our mission. And this is actually why I joined. We're on a mission to make healthy and sustainable living easy and affordable for everyone. And so, what that really means is we've got a great assortment of non-GMO, organic, and better for you products that we offer at great prices to our members. And we've got over 1.6 million members today and growing rapidly. And, they come and shop with us. They buy their, favorites for their pantry, for their freezer. They stock up. And then, they get delighted when their box shows up at their house.
You told us a little bit, but can you elaborate on the primary demographics of your customer base and how they influence product offerings even?
Yeah. So, it's interesting. We've been on an evolution of this. We started out 10 years ago, really focused on what I'd call diet tribes, right? Folks who had specific dietary restrictions, allergens, special dietary needs, and we made shopping really easy for them. So if you shop on Thrive Market, you can shop by value. So if you, are celiac and you need to be gluten-free, you can filter the site and just see gluten-free products. You can do the same with over 50 different values. But what we've actually found, so that's a really important core part of our business, but over the last 2 years, we've actually seen a huge shift in our business to focus on wellness champion parents. So it's moms like you and I who are thinking about, hey, I want to, make sure I'm putting the best possible food in my kids' lunch. And I want to make sure that what they're eating is free of all the bad stuff, right? No artificial colors, flavors, high fructose corn syrup. We want to make sure that we're basically reducing the mental load, like making it easier for, moms like you and I to shop without having to read every label ourselves.
Can you tell us a little bit about what are the initiatives you have in place to enhance the customer experience? Anything that, from browsing to delivery, what makes you unique in that respect?
Well, one of the hardest parts of the online grocery space is that first order, right? When you go to place your first order online, grocery order isn't like any other e-commerce purchase, right? So typically e-commerce purchase, you're buying 1, maybe 2 items. In grocery, you're buying 15, 20, 30 items, and that process takes forever. That first order can take a typical e-commerce retailer between 30 and 60 minutes to create. That's way too long. And so we've been spending a lot of time focused on how do we make that first order experience really easy. So when you sign up to be a member on Thrive, we ask you a quick survey. We go through survey questions, ask you a little bit about your family. How many people are you buying for? What are their dietary considerations? What are the types of occasions you need to shop for? And with that information, we're able to actually pre-populate that first basket for you. Now, of course, you have the ability to edit it, right? So you get that pre-populated basket and you say, you know what? I don't need olive oil today, but I do need chips. And you'll start, kind of tinkering with it. But by starting it out with a really thoughtfully pre-populated cart, save you time, right? And then as you keep ordering with us, there's a couple other ways we'll save you time. First, auto ship. We're all, consumers, and I think everyone, has this mental model of, how do I keep my house on like auto replenishment? Like, right? I never want to run out of paper towels. I never want to run out of, milk or, my kid's favorite mac and cheese. And so you can actually, set the frequency which you'd like any of your items to get delivered. And actually, if you choose auto ship, most of our members do, and they, typically have auto, ship orders every roughly 4 weeks or so. You actually get a discount on your products also. So it's even more savings to the member. And then so the third way is actually for repeat purchases, we're also thinking about how do we ensure that you're discovering new items. And so we take that, the input that we had from that first survey and take your shopping and buying behavior, and we continue to make recommendations for you. So we continue to start showing you, hey, here are new items. Sometimes, if you want, we can use our smart cart feature and actually put them directly into your cart. In other ways, we're just showing you recommendations throughout the shopping experience, but we're constantly trying to expose you to new products that might fit your lifestyle. And that's really important because I think we all know, we get in ruts with grocery shopping. We end up buying the same thing over and over again. And so we're always trying to make sure that we're helping you discover.
And from a brand perspective, that discovery of new items, new flavors, things like that, that's so critical. And it's great that you have some features to help kind of bring that to life in a curated way that's helpful to customers.
Yeah. Curation is another really good point. One of the ways we're different than other retailers is we've got a very curated assortment. And so we, put basically every product on our site through our quality standards. Our quality standards are really high. They're set up so that, like I was mentioning before, we screen out all the bad stuff. In fact, we have a banned ingredient list with over 1,000 items on it. And, we go through and make sure that the products we have for sale don't carry those things. And so it's very curated. Our store carries about, 7,500 products instead of the, 30 to 50,000 you might find in a typical grocer.
That takes it up a level. Literally, you don't accept products that have certain kind of bad ingredients into it. That's really good to know. All right. So you have an exciting new launch of ads.
Very exciting.
How did you choose Instacart to be your partner for launching Thrive ads?
It's funny, actually. We started by talking to our brands. The retail media landscape, as you know more than anybody, it's very crowded. There's lots of players and there's lots of partners that we could have chosen. And so we decided, first and foremost, for a business of our size, we wanted to partner. We didn't want to build it ourselves. We thought that would be more efficient. And so we went out to our brands first and said, who do you work with today that you love? And we asked, several brands this question. It wasn't just one or two. We went out to, I think almost 50 brands and asked this. And we came back and it was very clear. And we got a short list of folks that brands consistently loved. And Instacart was at the top of that list. So we took that short list and then we went through a technical vetting process. So we went through and did due diligence on the integration, how long it would cost, obviously, cost structure. We looked at, ad format types and what the innovation roadmap looked like. And after all of that work, it took us about 6 months to decide. We came in and, it was very clear Instacart was the top choice. And so we've been really excited because we, started that partnership just after I joined Thrive Market, actually. And, fast forward less than 6 months later, we're live.
We understand we were the first API partner with Instacart. We're excited to launch Thrive Market. So I see a lot of opportunity there. Speaking of, it sounds like you've got a unique audience. Advertisers, brands are always looking for, where should I put my money? How is it differentiated? How is it unique? So maybe talk a little bit about what is unique about advertising on Thrive, and also a little bit how it works. What are the placements? What placements are available? Things like that.
Well, before I jump into that, I want to say, actually, making sure that we could be an API partner of yours was one of our criteria. So it was part of our screening criteria. I was like, this is really important to the industry, and really important to make it easy for brands to work with us. And so, yeah, that was very important. And it was considered frankly, a launch blocker for us if a partner didn't have it. What makes us different and really why advertisers should be excited about Thrive. I think we've talked about a couple of these things, right? One, I think our customer base, 75% of our new members are wellness champion parents. And I know from talking to brands all around the country that is an incredibly desirable customer segment for them. This overlap between, what customers' brands are trying to reach and where our members are, we just see a really great synergy there. I think the other piece is, how our members shop tends to be, frankly, just a little bit ahead on the trend curve. Because we've been focused in the natural and organic space, because we've been focusing on emerging brands, and we really have been trying to be a platform for discovery. I think we've got a member base that's really willing to try new things, which I know is a huge problem in the CPG space, right? So much money goes into new product development only to have the majority of new products fail. This combination of our member being an early adopter, they're typically an influencer within their network, right? They are out in front of trend, and, they're typically really well connected. I mean, as a mom, you share what works. We think we've got a customer base or a member base that is going to be more likely to adopt new. And so while we're out chasing and trying to make sure we've got, the best new products on our site, we also think our members really value that. And I think our brands really value that. And so it's kind of a unique channel to test new products.
And tell us a little bit about the actual placements. Are they sponsored product? Like, are they boxes on the site? Like, a little bit about the experience.
So, the experience, we are launching in phases. So we are in phase 1 right now. So we have just launched sponsored products. Obviously, that's the bread and butter for retail media. It's when the majority of the dollars are spent. We wanted to make sure that we started there first. So we've got sponsored products that show up in search, that show up in the PLP, and that show up in our buy it again, which, from working in the grocery space as well, as long as I have, when you're placing those repeat orders, where do you start? You start and buy it again. You want to see, hey, what have I already purchased and how do I fill my basket? So that's actually a really great early placement for us. We're going to do a fast follow by adding display ads to that mix. So, I would say early to mid 2025, you'll see display ads, you'll see shoppable display ads and video. We're really excited about that, actually. And then you'll start to see us add more sponsored products throughout additional recommender slots. So other product recommendation widgets that are kind of throughout the site will get sponsored products added into them. A pretty robust roadmap. I think we'll be layering in new ad placements throughout next year. And we'll be learning from it. It's still very early days. So as we see what works and what doesn't, we'll double down on what works and we'll keep iterating on what doesn't.
All right. Well, now the fun part. We would what is in April's Thrive box?
Oh my goodness.
What are you ordering?
So I've got 2 young kids. I've got a 5-year-old and an 18-month-old, which means I am constantly ordering kids' food and snacks. So I have a box here. I'll show you a few of my favorites. Let me just pull it over here. I'm going to set it down in the chair. So snacks, like I said, super important. I've done some of my kids' favorites. I'll show you first. Serenity pouches. Number 1 consumed pouch in my house. My 18-month-old eats probably 1 a day. We've got, this is a Thrive Market product, and it comes in a box. But honestly, like when I went to go grab them out of the pantry, we're down to just a few. I need to place another order. But fruit circles. Our fruit circles are these like just really yummy, like super snackable items. Go to my daughter, my 5-year-old lunch every single day. My favorite, because again, you got a sweet tooth, Unreal. I don't know if you have tried these. This is the
I've had that.
Real dark chocolate coconut. I have like bags and bags of them. Those are my favorites. And then I would say, across the rest, we've got lots of snack packs. I don't know about you, but like snack packs are huge. So whether it's snack packs, the pirate booty, or organic popcorn, I love churros, the CSA churros. These cinnamon chips are like to die for. And then, I would be remiss if I didn't include a couple more of my favorites from our own brand. Our olive oil, if you haven't tried it, best in class. Like, it's incredible. It's sourced from Greece. It is one of our top sellers for a reason. It's really good, and it comes in this really cool container. It's nice. And then for the holidays, we just launched dark chocolate covered marshmallows. I will tell you, this is a fun fact. My 5-year-old, after Halloween, she had this huge bucket full of all kinds of bad for you candy. And I gave her the option. I was like, well, do you want a piece of candy or do you want dark chocolate marshmallow? What did she pick? Dark chocolate marshmallow.
All right. Well, thanks. So now we have some good ideas about what to buy on Thrive Market. And
lots of treats.
Get to see it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you too.